underway. Joslyn on 19, Joseph Cockrell on 20. We see Blood Moon in play, but Joslyn has a swamp and a forest, so until he starts blowing up the lands, that'll be fine. He is, however, getting clues off of Tireless Tracker.
And the creature for Lambaria is Scavenging Ooze. A bit weaker than Tarmogoyf, especially with only access to 1 green mana. So there is a tracker, looks like, in Cockrell's graveyard.
Yeah. Tracker will swing on in, Joslyn down to 16. Go ahead and remove the tracker from Joseph's graveyard, making her Ooze a 3-3. Both players are 4-0 here right now, so undefeated. Great start for her this tournament. So this looks like going to be a tough challenge for her. Third land is a mountain.
A fancy mountain.
Of note, the 1 forest, she has 2 swamps and 1 forest. Those are the only basics in the deck.
Sure.
Doesn't have a mountain, but has a lot of mountains.
Yeah, mountain is just so bad in Jund. There's times where you get Pathed or Field of Ruined and you wish that you had the mountain, but drawing it is just so bad.
Yeah. On 3. She'd like to find something like a Maelstrom Pulse, some way to remove this Tireless Tracker. Here's Maelstrom Pulse, and that's exactly what she'll do. And kind of showing some you could have gotten rid of the Blood Moon, but no, we're fine. We can play around it for the time being.
Well, the thing about it is, even if we're playing a Jund game, let's say that both players have access to caster spells with their mana, everything is working. The Tireless Tracker is a really good Jund card.
Yeah, and Jund Mirrors, the card's great.
Yeah.
And Tireless Tracker is gone. Scavenging Ooze swings in. Joseph to 16. Now we got to see if he can produce one of those 6 drops. I don't think he has an Inferno Titan, but he does have a Bloodbraid Elf.
That card's really good in Jund Mirrors.
Yeah. Drew Molten Rain. We'll have to decide which one he wants to do this turn.
Well, it's passable. You kind of line up how you're able to spend your mana on the following turns. I would be inclined to cast Bloodbraid Elf. It's a lot harder to 2-spell with that card.
If he has Molten Rain and Stone Rain in his hand, I'll go for the LD.
I feel like if you have both, you kind of want to just cast both next turn. I think you Bloodbraid Elf now, and then you have 6 mana next turn. You can just double Stone Rain.
Oh, he has Birds of Paradise. He has 6 right now.
Oh, he's already there. Yeah, I would go for both. You're right.
Gonna go for Bloodbraid. One thing about Ponza's Bloodbraid Elves is they're only sometimes good. This Bloodbraid Elf hit to Utopia Sprawl. That's
not ideal.
That's not ideal. Swing on in with the Elf, though. It's still good in the matchup. Joslyn goes to 14. If she manages to find a Bloodbraid Elf, hers will be more impressive.
Definitely on average.
And she is land light.
There is a Tarmogoyf picked up. We have got a land, a creature, a sorcery.
And Ryan, I almost wish that Joseph, if in this situation, I wanted to Molten Rain away that forest.
Yeah. And turning off that green mana can be pretty meaningful.
Yeah, if Joslyn can stick a Tarmogoyf here, it might be fine that she's about to lose her green mana. Stick a Tarmogoyf, bolt away the Bloodbraid Elf, things are okay.
If you want to talk about 5 and 6 mana hits, Joseph's deck does do pretty well in that department. We have Stormbreath Dragon, Inferno Titan.
And this is huge. Thoughtseize is going to go ahead and get the Molten Rain. She's going to keep all her mana.
Yeah, and it's just lands otherwise. Here's another thing, actually. I want to talk about the way that Joseph tapped his mana on the previous turn.
Okay.
You'll notice he left Stomping Ground on tap. That's Mountain.
Oh, if he had left a forest up, he could have done everything.
He could have put the Sprawl on the forest, used the Birds of Paradise plus that, cast the Molten Rain.
And then the Thoughtseize would have missed.
Yep.
That's a huge missed opportunity for Joseph.
Yep.
And it's so, that's one of those things where I know when I first pick up decks with Bloodbraid Elf, I cast it, and then I cascade into the Utopia Sprawl, and then I realize it. It's like, there was a cascade that mattered here.
Right. Putting Utopia Sprawl in Basic Forest is really fundamental to how you play the land destruction deck, because you don't want to put it on a Stomping Ground because Blood Moon knocks it off.
Sure.
That I would think that would get trained into you pretty quickly.
Well, he's got a lot of mana with the Kessig Wolf run right now. However, Blood Moon is in play.
With a Mountain.
Yeah. Dark Confidant, the draw for Joslyn. 12 and 13 are life totals. She appears to have turned the corner as Joseph's just drawing lands.
Yeah. Yeah, being able to maintain these 2 basics, that's huge. A Colligan's command is available. Doesn't do too much. You get to clear out a blocker. That doesn't really matter. Joseph, plenty in the way of cards to discard.
She will use it. 2 damage to the Bloodbraid Elf. And Joseph will discard. And there, yeah, it is just a land, so this is just removal. That said, removal is just fine here. A swing for 6. Actually, for 7, we add 1 with that Colligan's command.
Instant.
Yeah, and that addition of 1 actually does mix up the clock.
Yes. At some point, this Birds of Paradise will be forced to make a chump block.
Draw Joseph needing to find something big. He just had a land. He's down to 6.
If you go back to the months prior to the Bloodbraid Elf ban, the land destruction decks tended to play Bonfire of the Damned. Because of the Cascade mechanic, you can't play that anymore.
Well, here is Obstinate Baloth. That is an acceptable draw for Joseph. He'll go back up to 10.
Kind of.
I mean, I expect it will get hit with a removal spell.
I expect it will chump block Tarmogoyf.
Sure.
And in 2 turns, it will chump block Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah.
The ceiling on this card is very high, discarding it to Liliana of the Veil.
Yeah.
The floor is way lower than I think players realize.
It's just a 4/4 for 4. That's not actually a good Magic card. Mm-hmm. A swing with both by Joslyn. I mean, on the surface, it looks like he's supposed to block Scavenging Ooze. We'll see if that's actually how it plays. Yeah, Baloth in front of Ooze, and his Birds in front of Tarmogoyf. Yes or no? I think Joslyn picked up a Lightning Bolt, so if Birds isn't in front of Goyf, and she's going to make her Ooze a 4/4, eat away the Bloodbraid Elf. She doesn't have a second green mana, so she can't Bolt eat again.
Right.
It'll be a trade. Joseph back down to 6, and Dark Confidant will play.
13 should be plenty of life to make it out with active Dark Confidant.
Yeah, I feel like Joseph needs an Inferno Titan right here to have any chance.
Right.
And I'm not sure that's enough, but that'd be the start.
Yeah. Pia and Kieran would buy some time.
It's something. It's a red card. We'll see. I think it's just land destruction. Stone Rains are one of those cards. The timing on when you get them is so hit or miss.
Yes. Mana Creature or Utopia Sprawl into Stone Rain, that's great. You want that.
Turn 6 Stone Rain. That's not even a Magic card. And here's Stone Rain. He hits the swamp.
Unlikely to matter. And I believe that Jocelyn's been hanging on to a Lightning Bolt that can clear the blocker where lethal is turn.
Finds a land. It's a mountain, of course. Looks like she's going to win this one through Blood Moon. Swings with both. A block. He takes 2, goes to 4. Jocelyn says go. Has 5 points of burn in her hand. She has a command and a Lightning Bolt.
Yeah.
Could have removed the blocker, gone for lethal here. Fair enough, but this works too. All the paths should lead to a win.
Game looks rolled up.
Arbor Elf from Joseph.
Arbor Elf, not going to do it. Dark Confidant reveals Liliana of the Veil. That 3 life, pretty inconsequential.
Jocelyn swings both. A block. Joseph's at 2. And there's the Lightning Bolt. That'll be the game and the match. Joslyn Lambaria improving to 5-0 here with Jund. Earlier this month, the winner of the Modern Classic in Roanoke.
Yeah.
Off to another great start here in Modern.
Yeah, the Stone Rain deck tends to have pretty